a rope around your neck or your waist. Be a part of whomsoever you want to be a part of.
You wish you had the life that I have. You wish you were me. You wish you were raised like me. You wish you had the exposure that I had.
I am a queen. I can walk on my own. I can command authority on my own. I can rule an entire empire, an entire nation on my own.
You wish you had the manners that I had. You wish you had the etiquette, the intelligence, the capacity to be who I am. But guess what? You will never be.
I don't need to face people around me. Now I'm done.
See this stupid chain? Done, 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 done. Stupid thing.
Run.
Crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening.
Problem. Another problem.
Name is Asitonka Agri Abba, and channel is called Asi Darling because I'm such a darling.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Asi Darling. Thank you guys so much for clicking. Once again, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. And to all my OGs, you know what to do. Comment down below, let me know. Gang guys, I have been missing in action, and in case you hear anything different, I have a cold. So many things have been going on. I've been super stressed. So far so good. Their business analytics course is just doing my head in. God help me. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the compromises people have made, and shout out to Mr. Shobi for inspiration for this video. The question was, what have you compromised to make your relationship or your marriage work? And these are real life stories. I want you guys to just listen with an open mind. For those of you that engage in a relationship, even if you're not in a relationship, you're married, newlywed, listen to other people's compromise. Maybe you learn a thing or two. And without much ado, let's get into the video. So the first person says social media. So she's had to compromise social media because he's not a social media person. So I don't post personal stuff. She went on to say, if I want to post about us, I blur his face. That's quite awkward. You blur his face. Even my wedding pictures weren't uploaded. Most of my friends don't know I'm married. Wait. It's like we're starting with a bang. What do you mean by you blur his face? I don't understand. What do you mean by you blur his face? Are you sure this man is not married somewhere with children? Guys, this guy is giving me second family vibes. I'm not trying to shade you or anything. With all due respect, I feel like that's a big red flag. That's a big... I've had clients that say they don't want their wedding pictures posted on social media, and I get it. Some are just maybe private, and for me, I would say as a vendor, as a wedding planner, it's not in my place. Even when there's red flag, it's really not in my place. I do the job and I leave. But the reason I'm doing this kind of videos is so I can tell you as the bride, you as the groom, when you spot certain red flags, deal with it, because the moment it comes to our table, we are just there to do an event, and when we are done, we go to the next event. Do you understand? So this particular one, I don't know. But I'm saying that you as a bride, make sure that you understand the reason why, because him saying I'm not a social media person is not enough reason. Do you understand? Because this is your wedding. There are people that, of course, they don't suppose their wedding. That's fine. But hope you're not having like that kind of thoughts. You know, see, let's not even flog it too much. But that's basically it. I think Mr. Shobi answered her and said, my dear, this is giving what if he has a family somewhere. Thank you. So it's not like I'm drunk. Yeah? Just seriously, you can be private, but how will your friends not know you're married? Yeah? What was the wedding like? And that's why, please, if you missed any of my videos, go to my March videos. The entire month of March, I did a video every single day, and we talked about red flags, we talked about different things. So please, guys, go and watch those videos and binge watch. I'm sure you would enjoy it. Okay, so the next person said my career. Like I said, the question is, what have you had to compromise to make your relationship or your marriage work? The second person said my career. He makes more money anyway, but it was hard seeing people excel. Yes, that's another thing I have to point out. People that are stating this are not necessarily saying that they are unhappy in their marriage or their relationship. They are just stating that, okay, this is something they had to compromise. Understandable. For me, I feel like it is very realistic for people to understand that in terms of marriage, there's compromise. I get that our Gen Z and our wokeness goes like, no, I'm not compromising anything. Take me the way I am. That's not usually how it works. There has to be some sort of compromise. And it is always good that both of you come to that agreement before you go ahead to marry, so that there's no issue. Do you understand my points? Okay? It's always best to talk about these things when you're dating. Talk about the compromises you have to make. Talk about kids. Talk about the important points, okay? Very important. So I think her career reason might have been because of family. Okay, so the next person said, I moved to Canada with him. I miss Lagos. Yeah. Also, relocation is one big compromise women have to make. You might have been born and brought up in Enugu, and then you marry somebody based in Abuja. You have to move to Abuja. You have to move to, if you marry somebody based in Lagos, and it's even worse for those based in Lagos that, okay, they marry somebody based in, let's say, another state that is very quiet. They just enter there and they are lost. They're missing the noise and the fast-paced life basically in Lagos. So yeah, these are things you have to consider. This person said, my traditional marriage was loud but was not on social media. I didn't post and I can't post. We even had to warn the Alaga not to post on her page. Low-key, I feel bad, but Baba said we should have a life outside social media, and he gave me the whole social media ruins people's marriages speech. So lately when I spend time on my phone, Uncle gives me the you have started eye, like Uncle, she's referring to her husband. Say he gives her the eye of you have started, you have started with this social media again. According to her, Omo, the thing weak me. He's only on WhatsApp and no other app. I swear I don't know what to do. I'm hiding to type as I speak. I seriously don't know. I feel like if you're very much a social media person, or you're somebody that even, maybe you're an influencer, you have no business marrying somebody that is not into social media, because you have to be out there. I feel like it brings a lot of issues in marriage when you see somebody that is an influencer, maybe clothing, and she has to always wear clothes, has to always take pictures, has to always do makeup. That's her job. And then she marries somebody that doesn't want her to post. She becomes someone else. I know that a lot of you want to get married, you want to be in, I'm not stopping that. I'm only saying that there's a level of compromise that, even though it's good, it's not generally bad, because what he's doing is not like punishment to you. I only feel like you should be very realistic when you're dating. Okay, so there are lots and lots of posts like that, but please let us settle down and listen, because I feel like you would hear a story that that you can relate to it. Okay, so the next one said, moving with him to a different state. My family advised and said I will get used to it, but it's 2 years now. I still hate the place. Bele, my dear. The next person said, I moved to a different country, far away from everyone I know, but it's worth it. You see, some people that are writing these compromises, they are not necessarily having a bad time in their marriage, okay? They are saying that, of course, it's worth it. Next person said, I stopped drinking and smoking, and I closed my nose pierce. For me, I feel this is a fantastic compromise, okay? For the sake of your unborn babies and your own health, yeah, he's watching out for you. So basically, I don't think this is bad, okay? So the next one said, not having to name my child. He wants only 2 names on his certificate. I don't know, like, I didn't think this was even a big deal. So I think for those of us that have been reading red flags, I've never even thought of this as a red flag. But if it's very important to you to name your child, please say it now that you're dating the guy, okay? Some people don't find it as a deal breaker. If you want to name your child, you can give your child a pet name too. If he's good in every other thing minus this name thing, I don't think it's a deal breaker. Okay, so the next one said, being open about my finances. My husband is open to, but I didn't grow up that way. Yeah, if he's open to, I feel like it's something that maybe he's not used to, him being open and you being the kind of person that is secretive. It's good when the both of you are open so that you can plan properly, okay? So I feel like you can do that. Another one said, I joined his church, Jehovah's Witnesses. Now I regret everything. I feel like church is a major compromise a lot of people make. Church, location, every other thing seems trivial, but these are like when it comes to changing location or states or moving from one place to the other. So those are things that can shake the core of a person, whether the religion you were born with or the location or the surrounding you were born with. So having to change those 2 things are like the major deal breaker. The next one said, I maxed out my savings to save our relationship because we're having a child. So this is relationship. Guys, if you have any advice, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Spending for relationship usually doesn't end well. We have a couple of stories. I feel like if I have time, I'm going to talk about each and every one of them, but guys, just give me time, okay? So the next one said, light. Oh, can't sleep without light, and my husband can't sleep with the light on. I'm used to sleeping in darkness now. Yes, like, I feel personally light is one for me, because if I'm going to sleep in a room, I prefer maybe TV light on, or maybe the bathroom lights on, and then the door ajar. Every other light can be off, but there should be a source of light coming into the room. My husband doesn't like light. He wants everything off. So for me, it wasn't a deal breaker. After a while, I was able to adjust. Maybe because I'm always awake in the night. So most times I'll be in the parlor until I'm very tired. The one that I'm already sleeping before I enter the room in pitch darkness to sleep. So yeah. Next one said, I relocated to a new country, but I'm grateful it paid off, which is, we're seeing another relocation. Fantastic. Another person said, this one is me, referring to the light matter. I can't sleep without TV sound on, and my husband doesn't have TV in the room, so I have to play a movie in my ear. I have to play a movie on my phone and use my earphones so that I can sleep off. That's like people that like listening to white noise or something. Something should be playing for you to sleep off. So as long as you can manage, and this one is earpiece, so it's always in your ear. I don't even think it's good to sleep off like that. But one thing you should hold is that yes, there are some little compromises people are stating. If that is the only thing and it's really small, that's fine, as long as the pros outweigh the cons. But when you have to manage and change so much, you might get to a point where you start harboring resentment, which is not good. Okay, so getting on to the next ones, they said, one said, I love to party, but my husband is very quiet and reserved. So before the wedding, I had to compromise on the kind of event. Now that we are married, my husband is very much of a low-key person. He likes to move in silence, and it can give headaches sometimes, because even when we achieve something, I feel like lauding it, but he says, don't tell anybody. I feel like, yeah, there are people like that. You might be doing it for your own good, so that you don't go and gather village people when you're not prepared. Another one said, to find a new church together, as I didn't want to go to his church, he didn't want to go to mine, so it was hard to get a resolution. We fought every Sunday as we are both stubborn. Like I told you guys, church is a major thing. Don't wait till you're married. When you're dating, start talking about these things. It's very, very important. Some people can even lie when they are dating. When you marry now, the person will just change into something else, and you'll be like, no, right now I own you, you must do this. And it becomes some. So you have to also pray that the person you're making this agreement with, because marriage is a lifetime commitment, the person you're making this agreement with, the person has their head correct. So another one says, I have to intentionally lose arguments and debates. Oh, that one is your compromise. The next one says, as funny as it may sound, it is eating iru, that is locust beans. My husband doesn't like the smell, not to talk of eating with it. I grew up eating it, and now I have plans for my next pregnancy. It's iru soup that my baby will crave. Yeah, I guess, like I said, food is also something that you compromise on a lot. I think my husband can eat what's this thing, ewedu and all. I cannot eat it. I do not know how to. I didn't grow up eating it. I cannot make it, so it's not like anything. So, but if sometimes he goes out and he says, oh, to babe, I'm at so place, I'm eating amala, be like, good for you. I never feel like, oh, why didn't you come to the house? I will try and make the amala for you. Beg, eat it, that's fine, but I can't eat it, and I will not want to sit in the place. There's a time that I went with him to one amala joint, and I was just sitting down and just looking. I was drinking Coke because I couldn't eat it. Anyway, so another person said, there's a lot of, but none of them was inconvenient. Okay, so this person has a lot. He said, my husband is more of a reserved type. I'm a social butterfly, but I had to calm down to go with his flow. That's point number one. The second one is when I gave birth, one of us had to stop working to take care of her, because we didn't want nanny or any stranger or family from both sides. So I had to stop working despite being a career woman. He pays me monthly salary. Okay, so I think childbirth, and when it comes to motherhood and raising children, that's one big compromise on the female part. Okay, that's something you should put at the back of your mind when you're getting married. If you're a career woman and you're dating somebody, start talking about kids, when you would have them, who would stay back, and how you arrange all these things. So if you're dating somebody that works from home and you're a career woman, if he's willing to say, okay, there's no problem, go to work, or maybe I'll put the baby in nursery or something, but please, for the love of God, don't run into marriage and start imposing on somebody the thoughts and plans you have without talking to the person first. So even when you're at home as a career woman, when you're pregnant, pregnancy is a 9-month journey, so you have 9 months to think of a business plan, learn something if you want to be doing at home, something easy. If you're very much, it's not everybody that likes to just sit in one place. Okay, very important. If that's also something you consider. Another one, according to her, she said the third one is hairstyles. He doesn't like lousy hairstyles in terms of color too. So when I'm making my hair, I consider my hobby and calm down on colors and styles. Man, guys, I cannot even relate, because I don't think people are seeing you well now. This hair is actually blue, People know me. I'll go from locks to pink hair, brown hair. Is one that I'm just grateful my husband doesn't touch, because it's a way for me to express my own small freedom. It's hair. Okay, so the next one says another one is church. Like for the same person, she said another one is church. I left my church of 6 years to go to his, and I was very angry because neither of us was feeling the church. So after a hearty and respectful conversation, we had to go back to my church, although it took him 1 month to agree. Very important for you to always communicate your feelings so that resentment doesn't blow up out of proportion. Sometimes if you go to divorce court or you hear some people say reasons why their marriages collapse, it might be something very small that builds up, you know, added more things and became really big. I'm not talking of those that had to do with domestic violence and the rest of the other violence headquarters. I'm talking of things that are really, really minute and at some point to just say irreconcilable differences. So yeah, those are the things. Okay, so the next one said church. I started attending Catholic church when we got married, but tomorrow I'm going back to my church. He's in the choir, and he always puts his choir members before me. We always quarrel about it. We recently quarreled about it, and I told him I'm done with his church, and now he said I want to break the family. I care less. He should follow me to my church. No be only me go to compromise. Anonymous. This Anonymous is a violence member. Please, please, please. It's not that deep. If your husband is in the choir, for his wife to be attending another church and for him to be in the choir, I feel like it's going to even create more issues for him. Let's be realistic. I know that you're a female, you're writing this. I'm talking to you like as a sister. According to people say, I come to you as a woman. So please, I feel like you should understand with him. Let us solve the whole putting choir members before you part and just maintain, okay? So work with him because he's in leadership, or like let's say he's in a department. For those of you that are church people, you know how it is when your husband or when somebody's husband is in a department and they ask in the church, brother XYZ, where's your wife? And somebody says, no, don't mind him, his wife used to go to another church. It now seems like he doesn't have a hold of his family and all of that. You make them undermine your husband. So I feel like personally you should talk about it. But if your husband is somebody that he doesn't really mind, okay, this your husband from this thing is somebody that cares about choristers and their feelings, that's a different thing. If it's somebody that he doesn't mind, even if he's in a department, as long as it will reduce quarrel, go to another church, then perfect. Okay, very important. Another one say giving up my 8 to 6 job so I can take care of our baby and give her 100%. I started a business though. My husband is very supportive. He helps me out, even motivates me when I feel discouraged. He's also an entrepreneur. He handles my delivery perfectly, so I don't get worried. Enjoying the entrepreneurship better than the office, even though it can be discouraging sometimes. But when I see my baby, I'm motivated. So this is a career woman that had to stay back at home. Personally, I feel like entrepreneurship is the only way that women can actually balance. Entrepreneurship, as hard as it is, I feel like I was able to shut down when I wanted to shut down to take care of my son. Okay, so 2019 that my son was falling ill a lot. I think I did only, will I say 2 or 3 weddings? Because when I needed to shut down and not do jobs, I was basically doing teachings. I wasn't doing weddings because I was in the hospital. We're going from, that's when he had this tonsillectomy and all of that. So I would basically say I'm not available so that I can give him time. And that's because I was an entrepreneur. If I was a career person, I had to go through writing for leave, waiting for MD to sign and all of that. So yeah, this one said, it has to be my church. I've been attending Winners all my life. When I was dating my husband, he was going to Redeem. All of a sudden, he traveled out and the only church nearest to him was MFM. That's how he decided to become a strong MFM member. Immediately, I was thinking of how I would switch from Redeem. For those of you that don't know MFM is Mountain of Fire. It might not seem like a big issue, but for me, it's a big issue considering how important it is for us as a couple to attend the same church. Well, slowly when we got married, thankfully the MFM branch close to us is cool, and to be honest, after marriage I'm still getting used to it, but I get to watch online services and sermons from my previous church. To me, this was a big sacrifice, so I really applaud you for at least taking the step. MFM in Lekki, people like Toke, there are different celebrities that you be like, they're attending MFM. Yes, Anabana and the rest of them, they attend MFM. So there are some MFM churches that are not as strict, but you still cover your hair and do the rest, but you hear the sermon and you might like it, okay? So sometimes, even as guys, please, it's not by force. Don't be too high-handed so that you don't create problems in your marriage. Sometimes, that's why they even have the term happy wife, happy life. So if she's happy, it will help you in the long run. So that's another thing to take note of. This one said, I'm at the junction where I have to give up my 9 to 5 because someone has to take care of our baby and filled with anxiety, even though I have a side hustle. How did this person cope? Please, ma, you would cope. I feel like even when you have the baby, you will not be so active on your side hustle, which was same with me, because it wasn't even side hustle. I've been in event for like 2 years plus as at that time, but when I had my baby, so at that time I knew my way around it, but I also wanted to give Micah my all. I think after having Micah, my first major job was the one in Ebonyi State Government House, and I had to carry my 5-month-old baby. I went like almost 6 hours journey all the way to Ebonyi State, stayed there with my friend. Everybody would just gathered. My brother-in-law joined us, and all of that. We're able to handle the event. So sometimes it will even be more taxing, but please just find a balance. I know that you get anxious, especially if you're not used to it, but I feel like family first. There's some balls that you cannot drop, okay? When it comes to juggling the ball of life, family ball is breakable, okay? Career ball is like rubber. It falls, you can pick it up, okay? Not all careers, some careers are like plastic. You fall, it will roll off, because if you leave the career for like 10 years, coming back, you'll be too backward to catch up, okay? Some other ones like business, entrepreneurship is rubber. Whenever you catch it, you can pick up, okay? So very important. The next one says, I was born and brought up in Cherubim and Seraphim. My husband was born and raised in Celestial. The problem is the whole family and his mom attends the same church with him. I'm not used to their doctrine till tomorrow, and to make matters worse, my husband's mother attends the same church, so if she doesn't see us on Sunday, she makes it a big deal. I told my husband I'm going back to my church because I can't cope with his mother's drama. So please guys, this point is the point where I feel like you need to cut it off, okay? As much as possible, even if your wife or you people don't come for one Sunday service, it's not a monitoring spirit kind of thing. You know, some men, even though they attend the same church with their parent, their family, after wedding they try to go to another branch just so that their new family can get a bit of freedom or independence, because having somebody poke eyes into your new marriage so much can be very upsetting for your wife that had left her own church. Do you get? So I don't know the doctrine for Celestial or for Cherubim and Seraphim, but I feel like people should have that discussion, and the husband himself should have the discussion with his mom, okay? This one that piqued my interest said, I'm about to leave Christianity to convert to Islam, because he said he can't allow me to keep my religion because he wants us to be spending our Sundays together. Please, sis, when you were dating, you dated a Muslim. Most times I feel like we take this love thing and this marriage thing very trivial. I have a friend that her mom, her dad is Muslim, her mom is Christian. They've been married for what, 20-something years, and it's fine and it's okay. Not everybody. I feel like that their generation is past though. I don't feel like this our generation can sustain that. Do you understand? You might even marry, and the next 4, 10, 15 years you're finished giving birth to your kids, and you're still going to your church, and he appears one day with another wife and says, after all, Islam permits him. And then before you know, there's a second, there's a third, there's a fourth. And you're there as the first wife confused, because the truth is there's an imbalance in doctrine, and I personally cannot blame him 100%. I feel these are conversations you should have early on, even conversations between Muslim and Muslim where they agree to a monogamous relationship. Midway, the husband changes his mind, so talk more of a Muslim and a Christian. So for me, I feel like you would have asked. Please ask, okay? The next one says, my dad is a Muslim, my mom is a Christian, they've been married over 35 years. My dad tried the whole you must convert thing. My mother made it clear that she will not convert, gave a hard no, and he stopped. He didn't bring it up again. She even threatened to cancel the wedding as at that time, even though there was pregnancy already, and he never brought it up again. So sometimes, yes, according to this other person, men can be very reasonable. Some men can be reasonable and decide that it's fine, you can go on ahead, but not everybody has that luck. So please try as much as possible. Try as much as possible to always work with this one says, my fiancé doesn't eat a wedu and okra. Imagine eating amala with a foriro. What people are calling compromise? Well, it's a compromise. So right now, if I want to eat my wedu, I dish our meal separately, which is perfect. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What kind of compromise did you make for your relationship or your marriage? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, I remain your girl, Darling. Please check out my other videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.